Hey YouTube, I'm Jacqueline, the Spicy Spectrum Sage, and I'm back with the second installment of my story about how autism led me to homelessness. As you can see, I am still in my hotel room. It is a temporary family shelter in downtown Brooklyn. I am one of maybe two English speaking families because everyone else is a migrant or a refugee. This is a sanctuary city, so we do have a lot of people here that are coming from different countries. I hear Haitian, I hear Spanish, we have a Chinese family, and I think we just got a Polish family, but I haven't talked to her enough to verify exactly which country she came from just by listening to her accent. Gray and I have been here since February. It is it's safe, it's secure, it's healthy. We're happy, we're stable. So, like I say yesterday, I'm not going to complain about our location. It is a blessing considering what we went through. And that is actually the topic of today's video, what we went through. How did I end up in a homeless shelter after avoiding this situation for the bulk of my existence on this planet? Um, I am going to honestly say that autism had a lot to do with what has gone down. My autism that went undiagnosed for 43 years, my partner's or my ex-partner's autism, he was only diagnosed in his late 40s, but I think he was going through burnout that neither he nor I knew the extent of when we decided to join this ill-fated partnership, form this ill-fated partnership. My son's level of autism is nonverbal. He very much has a cholia where he repeats sounds that he hears in a loop. He likes to play ASMR videos on his tablet or the phone or whatever device that he has handy. Um, this kind of noise, so it feels good for his brain, but it didn't feel good for my brain, and I don't think it felt good for my ex-partner's brain. So some of the problems that we were going through for the first 2 years that we were here in America was that my son's stimming behavior was bouncing off of my partner's masking, and it was depleting his mask basically. So he was going into depression, he was unable to cope, he was unable to bounce back, he was unable to get over it basically. Like whatever he was going through internally, he couldn't get past it, and I couldn't help him because it's my child, but I can't get my child but so far away from you in a small New York apartment or in whatever vacation rentals we happen to be in. So, like I say, I lost my job, or I was told that my job was going to be removed because they were going in a different direction in March of 2024. So by then, it was like everything else had kind of dominoed up into that point. Just a constant no stability, packing things up, moving to a different place, unpacking the things, trying to get organized, trying to get stable. I don't think I really had that much time to think. I was just very much pushing us forward, pushing us forward, pushing us forward. And to be perfectly honest, that's probably how I avoided burnout in my own personal life before the birth of my son. If I lost a job, if I lost a friendship, if I lost a relationship, if something changed in my life, I was always just pushing myself forward. New job, new career, new path, new city, new. And I just kept moving. And it was only when I had my son that I was forced to be still and to actually feel the effects of what was going on with me and with my experience with the world. So my burnout was caused by pushing myself, not knowing that there was a wall that I would hit. The wall that I hit actually happened in April of 2024. That it was when I ended up having my breakdown with my son, getting arrested, losing custody. The fallout from that ended up with me losing my apartment as well. So now I am left with looking back to seeing what were the signs and if I could have avoided my fate if I'd known more. And I can honestly say, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have gotten into a partnership with my ex. But at the same token, I didn't know what I know now. Like, this is one of those things that you have to go through the hard way. Um, you can say that an autistic person might have problems with executive functioning, and you might think that you know what that means. Like, oh, well, we just have to come up with a better system. Like, you just need a bigger plan, you need a bigger whiteboard, you need a color coded, you need, like, there are all these tools that you think of, but that's not my brain. So I can't make somebody else's brain do what they're supposed to do. So I have this grown person. You're 10 years older than I am. You're a full person. You're not my husband. You're not actually my boyfriend. You're kind of my roommate and my partner. You're supposed to be helping me establish stability. And you're losing your mind. And I can see it happening and I can't help you. And it's actually me and my child that are making it worse for you. So the 2 years that we were together, it was like this constant, every day I could see it chipping away at him until we finally separated. And I knew that we needed to eventually separate. I just didn't know how to do it by myself here in New York. Um, with Gray, let's be real, it's with Gray. Myself, I lived in New York in my 20s. I was 25 years old. I moved here with my best friend, $500 in a duffel bag. That's one of my favorite stories. We moved here. We hooked up with her Puerto Rican friend, Ida, who's one of my besties now. Ida had something called a list. It was like these real estate companies that you used to get in New York City. You paid like 100, 150 for the list, somewhere in between there. And it was a list of different places where you could rent a room in someone's apartment, you could rent a space in someone's spot, you could sublease, sublet, whatever. Like, it was just a list of leads. None of that works if you have a child. You can kind of manage it if you have a quiet child. You can kind of manage it if you have a small child. You can kind of manage it if you have a normal child. That's where autism kind of gets in, and people don't talk about that. My son, being nonverbal, can sometimes get destructive because he doesn't feel heard. He doesn't feel like you understand what he's saying. He doesn't feel like he's getting his way. So, me crashing on your couch for a month or two, doing odd jobs, making enough money to contribute toward a bill here or there, cleaning up after myself, cleaning up after you, because let's be real, that's usually what you do if you're a good person and you couch surf in someone's house. You try to, like, mitigate the circumstances of you having to be there. You can't do that with an autistic child. He is stimming. He is making sounds. He is being weird. He is doing things. He can be destructive. My son has OPD and PDA. Yeah, sorry, PDA. And he is very demanding about having his way and having his structure. And honestly, he's not that bad in needing structure. Like, once we moved a lot. We have moved a lot in his whole life, and he acclimates very well once he gets his systems in place. We move, he gets the systems in place, he's good. We pack it up, we move, he gets the systems in place, it's good. He's actually very good for an autistic person. Like, I don't complain about that at all. But it has been something that doesn't really translate into other people's space very much. And the property damage has been expensive. Like, I've let him stay with a friend before, and he's broken her roommate's belongings. So your friend will probably kind of sort of eat it, like, it was only a $20 lamp or $30 lamp, it's not that big of a deal. But then he's breaking somebody else's property that she's responsible for. And it's just, I wish I had been more mentally sound when I first went into the shelter system last fall, because the place that I was in before, I did clock a number of special needs children in and out of the building because it was a bunch of apartments. So it was very impersonal. This place is a hotel, so you're mingling a little bit more, you're seeing people a little bit more. The only barriers are our language barriers and our cultural barriers. But in the last place, it was very much people on their last step. Like, this is rock bottom for them. They live in New York, they're from New York, and they just have lost stuff. And that was me too. Um, so the amount of special needs children that are in the homeless shelter system, the family shelter system, I would be interested in those statistics. I did not personally do those numbers, but I would definitely be interested in seeing them, because I want to say that is the number one reason why I'm in a shelter. So you could say, yeah, you got a family shelter because you have a child, but it's like, yeah, I had to be in a family shelter because I have the child. I can't just go stay with my aunt in the next state, even though she would want me because she is physically disabled and my son would literally kill her. Like he hurts her body every time they interact. And she loves him so much she won't stop. So knowing stuff like that, it becomes almost it's not just the homelessness, it's the helplessness. Like I know that if it was just me, I would be gone. Like I'd have a contract teaching somewhere else and I would have gone as soon as I lost my job last year. But I have to make sure that my nonverbal son is taken care of. I have to make sure that my autistic son is regarded well. I have to make sure that the stability that I fought so hard for him is maintained. And that means eating shit sometimes. Like literally, like last year I ate a lot of shit and I lost my appetite for it this year. So that's another reason why this channel exists, so that I don't have to hold everything that I've gone through inside. I can share it with other people. I can kind of sort of help you avoid some of the things that I had to go through, give you resources that I didn't have. I am a grant writer. I am writing grants for myself, for my son, for my friends, for my family. So if you would also like to get in on this grant writing train, you can DM me, grant me at Autism Support Solutions on Instagram or on Facebook, Autism Support Solutions. And that's about it for next time. Burnout, autism. That is how I ended up homeless, but that is not how I'm going to stay. I am Jacqueline, the spicy spectrum sage, and I will be back probably next week when my son starts his summer camp program. Hope you all have a good rest of your time. See you next time. Bye.